There's a certain kind of silence that comes with perfectionism. It's not the stillness of peace or contentment. It's a quiet, internal hum, a pressure you might not even notice anymore, as if it has always been there, waiting, watching. A pressure to be more, do more, to be better. Always. This starts early, doesn't it? When you were a child, there were moments you learned that love was linked to how well you performed. Praise came with results, affection with achievements. You might not have known it then, but it shaped the way you saw yourself and the world. You were taught subtly that who you were wasn't enough on its own. Your worth was a transaction. If you did things right, if you followed the rules, if you got it all perfect, you'd be accepted. You might have found ways to adapt to this, a way to stay safe in the storm of expectations, to stay calm when the pressure seemed endless. But deep down, the message was clear. You must keep everything together, always. And so, you began to carry this weight. As you grew, it wasn't something you questioned. It felt natural to push for the best, to fix things before they could break. But with every attempt to be perfect, something inside you might have slowly worn down. Not because you were weak, but because you were human. Every time you failed, or even came close to it, it didn't just feel like a mistake. It felt like a small, private collapse. Without realizing it, you might have built walls around parts of yourself, parts that you couldn't quite fix. And so you retreated into performance. It became the language you spoke, the thing that kept the world at arm's length. When you couldn't be perfect, you learned to hide it. You learned to carry on, as if the cracks weren't there. It's exhausting, isn't it? This dance, this need to maintain control over every little piece of yourself. The pressure to never show the wear beneath the surface. It becomes a prison of your own making, even if you don't always feel it. What saved you then now imprisons you, locking you in a loop where you can never truly let go, never truly be. And yet, even in this quiet, unspoken struggle, there's a kind of survival. Because perfectionism, though it pulls you tight, is also a defense. A strategy to protect yourself from the world's judgment, from its cold indifference. It kept you safe. It kept you functioning. But, as you know, it doesn't offer peace. There's a part of you, somewhere deep, that just wants to rest, to stop proving yourself to the world. Maybe it's buried so deep you can't even hear it. But it's there. A quiet need to simply exist without the pressure to perform, to just be without measuring, without fear. You've carried this for so long, and now, just for a moment, what if you allowed yourself to soften? Just a little. What if you could step out of that cage, just for a second, and see that you are worthy of kindness, not because of what you do, but simply because you are. Perhaps in time, that quiet part of you will find its voice again. And when it does, you'll know that perfection wasn't the only way to survive. You were always enough, even in your imperfection.